Hey guys, sorry I'm doing this from my car again. I was gonna wait till tonight when I could be back in the office, but this evening. But there's just too much to get to. There's a lot going on today. So I don't know what sources you're reading, watching. I don't know where you get your information. Of course, hopefully here. Hopefully here. Anyways, so I think that it's important to recognize these things, that there's a reason why words like I can't use certain words that start with an O, or and I'm not talking about the thing related to getting stabbed in the arm with a needle, but other O words, like I've talked about other videos where I can't put that in the title. I can't put words like fear. Um, why is that? Well, people are so fearful, frankly. It's because we live in a society that is reactionary, hairpin trigger, um, very, very, very reactionary. And so, companies just don't want to run risks of aggravating people, of people reacting to something poorly, because it's a difficult topic to deal with. And this channel is for talking about difficult topics, difficult situations. So there's a right and left battle politically in the U.S. Generally speaking, it's right and left, but it's really more establishment versus people who don't want to be establishment versus a couple other groups, and that I also probably can't say the names of on here, just out of the blue. And so, where am I going with this? It's not going to be some political rant about I think these people are nuts. But what it is going to be is that politicians are making a huge mistake, particularly in the U.S. I can speak to that particularly well, but I can't speak as well to around the world. So a little bit to London, a little bit to the UK, but anyways, and a little bit to China. But terrible way of dealing with things, and it's this thing again. Like, so there's that guy who attacked, or at least told people to, quote unquote, like, ambush Fauci with questions. And the idea being questions that he hasn't thought of, hasn't been asked before. And so all that to say is that I bring that up because you have a group of people who are wanting to find out things, and they're wanting to they want a government official gone. That government official is fighting tooth and nail for his job. You can call him deep state. If you're a conspiracy theorist, you can call him an elected official. If you're a by the book kind of person, um, but what it is he's one of the oldest. He is the longest standing bureaucrat in who is not elected. Bureaucrat just means someone who works in government, in the federal government in the U.S. And so, anyways, there's no other official who's doing their job that long without being elected to it every term. And so he has no terms. And so a lot of people have problems with that. A lot of people don't. At this point, there's that book out on Amazon, The Real Dr. Fauci. Interestingly, even though it's supposedly available on demand, Amazon, not currently available. It's trending #1 for all books on Amazon, so check it out. Apparently, it should be good, right? I think I'm going to check it out, even though I wasn't really interested in reading anything about Dr. Fauci. The reason I bring it up is that he has made a critical error. Critical. Um, and it's not going to matter if I talk about it. It's not going to help him or hurt him one way or the other, because I got 5 listeners and 1 subscriber. But thank you to your 1 subscriber. You are a godsend. Gotta have a first. You're the first. You're in at the bottom, right? You're gonna make a killing. So, anyways, I just kidding. Just stock trader joke. But bad dad jokes. I'm all about them puns. So, anyways, I have the attention span of a gnat sometimes. Fauci's made an extreme error, critical, and I'm going to go back to that book of Proverbs again, because it's a great example. That book was written by a ruler thousands of years ago, who was at the time considered the wisest man in the world. he's still considered one of the wisest men ever, by people who agree with his belief system and people who stand utterly opposed to his belief system, and everyone in between. You can find people who consider him one of the wisest men who ever lived, and by that he's one of the most influential. Wisdom requires love and true wisdom of that depth. You can have a little bit of wisdom and have no love. You can vacillate between fear and wisdom, and you can have a little bit of wisdom, right? But to become truly wise and truly impactful, you have to have love. You can't just be a robot. You can't just be an analytical robot who can break down numbers and read people on a dime, read people at the blink of an eye. It's got to be more than that. It's got to be out of love. And fear is a great motivator, but being unoffendable is truly more powerful and truly powerful. And so anyways, that doesn't come without wisdom. That won't happen without wisdom. So here we are. So what he did was he took a nation that his dad built up through war, gave him a good land to inherit, and out of a young nation. And it was such that this lady, the Queen of Sheba, just some lady, if you know your history, she was very powerful herself, and she traveled, man, I think it's thousands of miles, from Africa into Israel, the nation that ancient Israel, the nation that Solomon ruled. Who wrote Proverbs? Solomon wrote Proverbs, ruled Israel at the time, and all the way there just to talk with him, just to meet with him. Back then, you didn't have Zoom, phones, right? No TVs, no phone calls, no emails, none of that. No text messages, none of that. No Snapchat. Oh my gosh, what would we do? So we would send emissaries. What they did was they sent emissaries to each other. And so much like we have delegates who, do work in nations in foreign nations for their home nation, they would send emissaries to each other. Well, she saw this was the guy that, like, she needed to go meet him. She needed to go talk to him. She needed to go, ask him questions, find out what it is that, and she just went there just to sing his praises. She's like, he's so wise. I want to be his friend. We want to be allies, and that sort of thing. And so, these guys won't do that anymore, man. This is an ideological war. Wisdom has mostly gone out the window. You have a guy, I think that guy was off Fox News, but don't quote me, who, he's using imagery and metaphors of war that I don't think I can repeat on here, about a kill shot and different things. And then the guy he's using that verbiage about, Dr. Fauci, he's trying to completely discredit the guy. The problem is the guy, some of the facts the guy said they're facts, so he's not without wisdom. So this is the difference between wisdom and love and just wisdom. Of course you would defend yourself, right? Of course you would try to weaken your enemy, but to do it to your own detriment, people want to know about Fauci. It would be his opportunity to go talk with the guy, go on a show, and clear the air, clear up his name with this guy's audience. But they won't do that. And a wise man would do something along those lines, of those sorts. I mean, look at wiser men over the ages, such as Abraham Lincoln. And we are going into a time we're in a time such as there has not been in the U.S. since soon after Lincoln's death, Abraham Lincoln's death. You haven't ever read up about Lincoln? Read up about him. He was an amazing man. Whether you agree with him or not, I partially agree with him about how he did things and how he saw the world. Partially don't. For the most part, I do, I guess. But that's really irrelevant. Just to be transparent with you guys is all. So, anyways, the point being is that Lincoln did a lot for the world and did a lot for the nation, and then had a real mixed bag immediately afterwards, because the people afterwards ruling were not wise after he was unfortunately murdered and assassinated. And so this is why I say, because we have very unwise leaders. It doesn't matter what combination you have in office of elected and unelected officials. We have very unwise leaders for the most part, and there's enough of a mixed bag that people can want a red wave or a blue wave, but we're not all going to be on the same page. Not even in a single state. I mean, California isn't. They don't want Newsom, and then they do want Newsom. And then it's Cuomo's out in New York, and then but De Blasio's basically doing what Cuomo was doing anyway. So but they're behind de Blasio, it just doesn't make sense. There's a double-mindedness, and fear does that. That is a product of fear. It just is. And so anyways, I hope you got something out of this. Again, don't go for hype. Anything that's being hyped up, do a lot of research before trying it. I personally am trying. This isn't a shameless plug or anything. I don't make any money off of GlintPay. I am trying GlintPay. I don't make any money. You don't make any money off of other people using it just because you're using it. It's not one of those things. It's not really an investment tool. It's really more of a spending tool, if you will, or a savings tool. But I'm trying that because there's not a lot of hype about it, and I researched it, and it's a real deal. I think. I hope it says it's as it seems to be. But yeah, there's a lot of young ventures. There's a lot of room for us youngins, younger adults, and kids coming out of high school to try things that you just want to have the same impact trying 20 years ago or even 10 years ago. I tried doing a channel, basically the equivalent of a YouTube channel 10 years ago, and it just didn't receive the same impact. So anyways, if this was useful to you, I hope you got something out of this. If you did, if it was useful, just like, share, and subscribe. Pass it on to a friend. The whole idea is new ideas. Challenge our own ideas with new ones, with a different way of approaching things. I use history a lot, combined with current events, and in light of current events. And so yeah, anyways, I hope this was useful to you, and may you have a good day. And if I don't have time to get one of these in before Christmas again, though I probably will get one in tonight. You just enjoy a good season. Blessings. Goodbye.